Well, it's me again. I'm Laura. I have a book buying problem. I went to the library, and my library near my school where I work is having a sale. Fill a bag for $3. So I got another bag of books. So here's my bag here, and she made me fill it up. I don't know if you can see that. Oh my god. She made me fill it up like the bag was like overflowing. So yeah, so I spent $3 and I came home with more books. So I'm gonna share with you what I brought home. So okay, so the first thing, I just want to let you know, when you go to a library sale, if you see a book that you want, you really should put it in your bag or hold it, because when you go back to go get it, sometimes it's not there. So anyway, so there was a book, I was looking for April Smith, and I'm not sure if she is a French author or not, but I got a French book and I was like, oh, this looks really nice, and I was like, should I get it, should I not get it? And then I stuck it back down, and then I went shopping for other books, and then I'm like, you know what, my daughter might want to read this someday because she is obsessed with Eiffel Tower, and the Eiffel Tower is on the front cover of this book. So I went back to go get it, and the book was missing. It wasn't in the same spot where I looked. So then I looked and looked and looked. I said, let me look at the other table and look at the other table. Apparently the person who was behind me was watching me, and he noticed that I wanted that book, and he moved it to the other table. So I got it. So yeah. So this is the book I got. I got A Star from Mrs. Blake by April Smith. The cover is amazing. It has the Eiffel Tower on it. My daughter is going to love this book. I know it's an adult book, but she collects everything that has Eiffel Tower on it, and I thought this was beautiful cover. And the only thing I know about this book is it is about World War I. So it's a historical fiction book. So yeah, I haven't read anything about World War I. I tend to read World War II a lot. So I'm hoping that I like this one. So this is the one that the library let me take because my bag was full, and I said, that's the book I wanted that originally, and she said you could just take it. So yeah, so I got this one actually for free. Okay, so let's move on to the other books. Now I'm holding my camera, so this is really hard to film. So just to let you know, usually I have a tripod and I'm actually sitting in the trunk of my car and filming this. So okay, so here is another book that I got. This is, I think it's either book 3 or book 4. But I couldn't pass it up because it looks brand new, and I stuck it. It's a hardcover, and it's a Book of the Month Club book, and it is red, and I got Eligible by Curtis Sittenfeld, and this is a modern retelling of Pride and Prejudice. You all know that I read Pride and Prejudice last month. I watched the movie, I watched the TV series, then I watched the YouTube Lizzie Bennett Diaries on YouTube, 100 episodes of that. So now I'm kind of obsessed, and I wanted to see a retelling in modern times. I might even like this better. This is book 3 or book 4, as I said, and I asked the librarian, and she said you might not have to read it in order. So she's like, what can you lose? Just take it and put it in that bag. It looks brand new. It is Book of the Month Club. It will match all my other books. It's hard-covered, and I couldn't pass it up. So yeah, so that's the hard-covered book that I got. Okay, most of these, I did get a couple more hardcovers, but most of them are soft-covered. Okay, the next book that I got is a book that I read before. I read this one, and I gave it 4 stars. I really liked the writing style. I liked it. And the book that I read was Memory Man by David Balducci. It is about memory loss. I read this one. I liked it. So I saw this. I'm like, I already read it. And I gave it 4 stars. So I got this one. And I found book 2, which I didn't read yet, which is The Last Mile by David Balducci. So yeah, so now I get to read this one. So now, yeah, so I have that one. Okay. Here is another one by David Balducci. I want to try more of his books. I found The Last Man Standing. So yeah, in mass paperback. And you all know that I like to read Stephen King. So I found, actually this book I read already. I read this book by Stephen King last year or the year before. I got The Green Mile by Stephen King. I needed it for my collection, so now I own the book. I read it from the library, I think, last time. So now I have my own book. I already read it, really good, and I also watched the movie twice. I watched it back when it first originally came out, and then I watched it after I read the book. So yeah, so that's that one. Recently I read a Joy Felding book and I really liked it, so I found one that I could add to my collection. I got The Heartstopper by Joy Felding. So this is mystery thriller, and I really liked the other one. I think I read Run Jane Run, and it was really good, so I liked her writing style and I figured I'd pick this one up. So that's that. Okay, this one is a non-fiction book. This one changed my life. I read this before, and you know what? I was like, this looks brand new. It's called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, and I am going to gift this, I think, to my friend because she's having a hard time, or I might be giving it to my sister, but she doesn't like to read, so I don't know. But this is a great book if you need motivation. It's about keeping positive thoughts, because if you think negative things will attract to you. So if you think positive things will attract to you. It's a really uplifting book, and this looks brand new, and I couldn't pass it up, and I stuck it in my bag, so I'm gonna give this to somebody. So yeah, an amazing book. Okay, so what else? Everything's falling. It's hard filming holding the camera. Okay, I found a hardcover of a funny author. I heard that this one's funny. So the author's name is Christopher Moore, and I got A Dirty Job, and this is hardcover. All I know about this is he writes funny books, and I'm hoping that I like it and it makes me laugh. So yeah, so that's that one. Okay, the next one is a historical fiction. Now, I think I read this one already. I read it probably back when it was released, way back in the 80s or 90s maybe, because I remember the book, but I didn't own it. So I'm thinking that I read it already, but I got Angela's Ashes by Frank McCourt. So I'm pretty sure I read this in high school. So yeah, so now I own my own copy. Okay, what else is in this bag? Okay, James Patterson. You all know that I like James Patterson. My arm is starting to hurt from holding the camera up. Oh no, and my battery's going. Okay, James Patterson. I love his books because they are fast reads, and I like fast reads. So I got Along Came a Spider, which is book 1 of his series. So yeah, this looks brand new as well. It's not even dented on the spine. So yeah, so I'll have to read that one day. Recently I've been reading Ken Follett. So I found Lie Down with Lions. So we'll see if I like that one. And okay, here's another Stephen King, which I didn't have yet. I have Firestarter by Stephen King. And here is a non-fiction book. This is non-fiction short stories. I love the cover. It looks really pretty. I'm like, I just like the colors anyway. It's called She Who Laughs Last. And this is short stories by a whole bunch of different authors. It says laugh out loud stories from today's best written women of faith. So this is a Christian fiction book. But look how pretty that looks with all the colors. I just really liked the cover and everything. So yeah, it drew me in, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty good, and I like to laugh. So yeah, so it should be fun to read. Okay, here is another one that I thought was funny. If I could pull it out, it doesn't want to come out of the bag. Okay, I got Hand Me Down by Leigh Nichols. I don't know what it's about, but I just thought it was pretty interesting. It says wearing hand-me-downs was one thing and dating one is quite another. So I thought it was kind of funny, and I liked the cover, really cute. So yeah, so I picked that one up. And then I picked up a book 2 of a series. I have book 1 on my Kindle, so I have book 2 now. I got The Sins of the Father by Jeffrey Archer, so I need to read this. As I said, I have book 1 on my Kindle, so yeah, so I need to read that. And the last 2 books are adult erotica books. I know, I like to read those from time to time. Alright, so I got Man Whore by Kathy Evans, and I got Man Whore +1, so I'm thinking that maybe they had a baby or something. I don't know. So I got both books. I stuck them in there. So they're erotica, new adults. So yeah, so that's it. So those are the books that I got. I didn't even count them. Let's see, I have them all scattered all over here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16, I think I counted. 16. What I do with the... Yep. I think 16. I got 16 books for $3. So, yeah, how could you go wrong with that? So, yeah, but I have a problem now. I got to find a place to put these things. But anyway... thank you for watching. My arm is going to fall off because I'm holding this camera, and I will see you in another video. Bye.